Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everybody. Weird things are happening technologically connected here. I don't even know what's going on, but I do know that the future is fantastic. As we say, hello, future healing. I've said this before many times, experienced it myself. We all have things that we need to heal from, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you realize it or not. These are things that go back to your past. And she's somebody that helps energetically heal many people along the way, many times. And I mean, her credentials run deep in terms of Reiki, shaman practices. She's also a nurse. It's just she has so many deep credentials to help you heal. I've experienced it, and so has our guest here today. Danielle Marie joins us here on the program. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Well, it's good to have you here. Who have you brought to our party?
This is Zina Rambo.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Got to be honest with you. I got a text with your name and I saw the last name Rambo and I'm like, cool. Wow. I've never knew that was a real name. I thought that was for Hollywood and a character. It is your real name?
Yes, it is.
Interesting. Why don't we start with Zina today?
Mm-hmm.
You went to Danielle. Why did you meet with her? What were you expecting? What prompted you to begin that journey?
Well, I was recommended to see Danielle by a person that owns the Happy Soul. And I came and Danielle asked me what was my intention for the day, for the session. And it was, I wanted just whatever was for my highest and best.
Mm-hmm.
So I left it up to spirit to guide how the session was going to be.
Interesting as well, because it seems like you were already on the path to getting this whole woo-woo spiritual stuff, just in what you just said, leaving up to the universe, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yes. Yes. I've been on the path for quite a while.
Okay.
Shut the door to the path. And now I'm finding my way back.
Isn't it funny when you close that door? Like I closed the door in manifestation. I just pretty much gave up on it. And talking to Danielle, the door slowly creeping open, and going to get back on that journey. Did you know what you needed to heal from prior to meeting with her?
Yes and no. For the last about year and a half, I've had a lot of medical issues and problems. I've been to buku doctors and I got no results. I went and did the harmonic egg, and I would say the first time I was about 90% pain-free. I did it again. I got to about 95, came to see Danielle, and I would say I'm probably about 98 to 99% pain-free now.
Wow.
And it was baggage that I was carrying that started all of this. So Danielle's helping support me and getting that baggage cleared out.
Hmm. Um, I'm glad you said that because I was going there anyway, and you beat me to it in that the realization of a lot of the disease and illness that we have comes from what we're dealing with or had dealt with or have whatever's inside of us that we don't even realize it from the past is really dictating, our health situation. Did you know what that baggage was?
No.
Interesting.
I still really don't know the root cause. But I know that obviously I've been clinging to it for a while, and my body was obviously talking to me and I wasn't listening. So then I went through a year of painful hell because of it.
Mm.
And I know I will eventually get to the root cause, but it's going to take a while to pull back those layers because obviously I've been closing myself off for a while. And one of the things that Danielle noticed the first time I came there was an arrow in my heart. So she helped to release that.
Hmm. Um, Danielle, what was the arrow from?
Well, honestly, I don't remember. I have to see the notes that I do for clients, and after the session, they receive the notes. I don't keep client notes to
Hmm.
keep the utmost confidentiality,
Sure.
but I would
But
have to be reminded.
let's even look at it as what an arrow might be. What could it be?
Okay, so it's crystallized energy, is what it is. And when there's an arrow, it's usually tied to a time when you've been hurt by someone else,
Mm-hmm.
when you felt that stabbing pain, when somebody's broken your heart, or it could also be carried in from another life.
Mm. I want to share with you, and I've told you before. I joined a men's group about a year ago, just about a year ago,
Mhm.
and there was a practice within the group. If you've got something that's troubling you, we call it pull an arrow, and all the
Oh,
men,
wow.
yeah. So it's like mind blowing that you even said that. Um, and it's a when it's done, it's a very powerful emotional moment that takes place where the man that realizes he's got something that needs to be removed. Um, let's just say it gets emotional and could get loud as the other men
Yeah.
support at that moment.
Hmm.
Um, and I've been at not going into detail, but it's I've witnessed it being done with multiple men, like many,
Yes.
all at one
And
time. Whoa,
essentially, that's what you guys are doing.
yeah,
Is you were going in there, you were feeling it, you're releasing that energy that's trapped, however it comes out, whether it's screaming, yelling, crying, sometimes physical body movements, different things. But you guys are doing the deep work to remove that.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
is there a cathartic release when it's over?
do you have to be a do you have to be trained to help somebody pull an arrow out, or it's just an energetic removal?
I believe that spirit can train anybody,
Mm,
but
wow.
it's whether the person is really connecting with spirit or not.
Yeah, yeah. And realizing going deep as to what's troubling. Um,
Yes.
Zina, what did you think when you heard about the arrow?
I was surprised because I think to myself, I go around, I forgive people, things like that. But obviously, the words come out, but the energy still stays with me.
Mm.
So I have these knots of energy in different spots because I lie to myself and say everything's good. And it's not really.
Don't we all do that? Hey, how you doing? Oh, everything's good. I'm fine. How you doing? Like
Yeah, I'm
you,
a really good liar.
yes, yeah. We are same. And you take the attention off of you. So I'm fine. How are you doing? Because you don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna go broad here and just throw this out that I would imagine that you, Zena, are a an empath. You're very empathetic. You take others energy. You feel
Yes.
for other people. You care about other people. You put them before you very often.
Yes. How did you know?
You want to know how I know?
Yes.
Because we're the same.
Hmm.
Seriously. And I'm the one that used to call others out. You realize you're an empath. Yeah, do you pick up on that yet? And then I did a strength assessment test. My number one strength was communication. Okay, this is what I do. Been doing it since I was a kid, literally. Number two is empathy. And I didn't realize that. I had no idea. But yeah, I think it builds up over time that, and whatever pain they're dealing with, now you're in some regards dealing with.
Yes.
What do you feel is next for you in feeling better, feeling pain free. What, and I ask you that and not Danielle that because you've expressed that you get this stuff, this energy work, what's going on here. You run deeper than way deeper than like the average person does about this.
Yeah, I plan on continuing the energy work. It's been amazing. I mean, there were days that I couldn't even get myself dressed.
From the pain,
Now
from the physical
from the
pain.
pain, from the pain. Um, Now I'm out in the garden. I am moving dirt, moving wood chips. Um, I'm getting my life back. I
Hmm.
mean, a little bit at a time, but I'm getting it back, and it feels so good to be back. I definitely don't want to stop.
I'm going to say something here, based on what you just said. Being outside in the dirt working, you're grounding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably is somewhat of a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have grounding mats around the house, grounding sheets. I'm doing everything that I know to do to support myself. Um, and quite honestly, I knew all these things
Hmm.
over a year ago, and yet I stopped doing them.
Well, allow me just one moment. I have no idea what you mean by a grounding mat. Uh, and it sounds like when you were getting outside in the garden and the mulch and all of that, that made a big difference. Would you say it did?
Yes, it did. I'm an outside person. We have a farm, so I like
Ah,
being outside.
mm.
And I was stuck in the house for almost a year.
Would you share with them how many sessions you've had?
I've had 2 sessions so far.
It sounds like 22 in terms of what you've learned. And I got you. I totally get what you're saying. Um, I sold my house. Long story behind that. Didn't really want to, but had to. Not it had nothing to do with finances, but whatever. Um, I loved being outside in the mulch and all of that, and I didn't realize it until that I wasn't doing that. That is what was missing. And it makes such a difference in your life. It's just, I would walk around with no shoes on. I had the dirtiest feet of anybody on the planet. And I'm like, this is just great. I don't care because it just does something. So I envy you and good for you in realizing that with the farm. That's half your therapy right there.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, it is. And we actually lived in another town, probably about 45 minutes from here. And the energy wasn't clicking for me. And I would actually stayed in the house all the time. I didn't go anywhere, nothing. And I felt led to move where we are now. And I'm finding people like Danielle and others that it's like I found my tribe. So
Hmm.
it's what I needed.
Wow. Um, when you say you didn't go outside, was it all physical pain or it was just a lot of things?
Yeah, it was mostly physical pain. I couldn't do much of anything.
And it still medically hasn't been fully figured out why you were dealing with it?
No, I got lots of different diagnoses from lots of different doctors. I've been poke prodded and everything
Mm.
else. Um, Lots of medications. Um, I don't take any of them anymore. I have no need for them. It's wonderful.
Wow. Wow. What's going on there, Danielle? What do you think? What are you feeling, about her situation? Doctors couldn't figure it out.
Well, for me, it goes right back to my past history. Doctors couldn't figure it out. I was
Uh,
near death and put on heart failure medicines for a period of time, and I stopped them because it didn't resonate with me.
I think some of it is because also doctors look at individual pieces and parts.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come to someone like Danielle, a shaman, she's looking at physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and looking at the whole person.
Yeah,
And that makes a big difference.
it does. Doctors are just trained to work on the symptoms and not the root cause. And the root cause could be something emotional, a trauma, whatever it is. And I'll share with you, I talked to somebody yesterday um, who is intuitive and does some of this kind of work. And she said to me, she goes, I'm going to tell you right now, you got to cut a cord. There's a cord going on there. You got to get that done. And I said, well, funny you should say that. I met with Danielle, who did cord cutting, and it was very impactful. But my intuition says it's still a cord. I can't get it off because it's a big one or a lot of them. So I got to make another appointment. I know it. I fully know it. But somebody else was picking up on it and said, "Well, go back to that person." She said, whoever you're dealing with, and let her continue doing what she was doing, so others can
Yeah.
see it as well. So, Danielle? What do you think is next for Zina?
I think it's whatever she is guided.
Hmm.
Every path is individual, and it's completely up to how that person feels and what they want to do. But I see her moving forward in her dreams, that she has started to continue again. And I see the joy in her coming to life. And I'm just so grateful and happy for her.
I am too. And would you say that it would, after two sessions, like just a game changer for you in terms of what you realized and how you're feeling?
Oh, yes. Yes. I would recommend this to anyone, and I do.
Uh, and that's coming from somebody who understands what's going on here. So there are some people that can say, well, yeah, I feel better. And then, others can say, well, maybe it's in your head. But for you, you went through the whole process, the medical process. You started dealing, understanding energy and spirituality. And then you connected with Danielle. And it's almost like it was full circle in some ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
Wow. Um, Another session for you. Do you think that's on the horizon?
Oh, yes, it is.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, I'm a proponent of you can tell when somebody is genuine and not, and you're genuine, even in what you're saying, about working with Danielle. And even if she wasn't in the room, I'd be saying the same thing. Like she's amazing. What she picks up, what she detects in people, what she feels. And my intuition, not that, I know anything, you're going to figure out what the arrow was, and you're going to figure out what was causing the pain. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming.
It is coming. Small steps at a time. It's
Yeah, yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah. And not that, yeah, it's all about feeling better, but it's also a little bit of maybe closure in realizing that's I never realized that kind of aha moment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's also um, giving up things that aren't for my highest and best. Because I
Mm.
know me, and I'm sure other people do, you cling to things because it's comfortable.
Oh yeah.
It's what you know.
Hmm. I'm on that same journey right now. I was even driving in here today thinking, why are you doing that? Why, for things and others that don't support you. And I think it goes back to the empath thing. Yeah. At least that's my feeling. I don't know, if that's what you're feeling, but I'm seeing that. That's, we take on others' energy for many different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, you're a people pleaser.
Yes, I am.
And we self-sacrifice in order to keep others more comfortable, even than ourselves.
She and I are the same people. I'm saying, I just know I can feel it. I feel it coming from you. Wow, I'm very happy that you met Danielle and that things are moving forward.
Yeah.
And Danielle, for you, hellofuturehealing.com. Somebody can reach out. You can work with anybody anywhere. I've never been in your presence other than a Zoom. It's been,
We're gonna
hundreds of
have to
miles
make it
away.
happen.
Yeah, this can be done anywhere because energy knows no space and time. Thank you both for being here today. And Ms. Rambo, I just want to say that. Uh, Thank you for sharing your journey and being transparent about everything.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. And thank you, Danielle. We'll talk soon, okay?
Yes, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.